Hey review family, I am fucking sick, but you know what, that ain't gonna stop this dank-ass content. Today I thought it'd be fun to come on here and share with you some of my metal hot takes in an actual hot take way, because I think a lot of people kind of poise hot takes as things that are a little bit more on the lukewarm side, but I want to hear what your guys' hot takes and tough opinions when it comes to metal, rock, whatever you want to say. This could be about bands, artists, a song, an opinion, a genre, just literally anything. And of course, if you want to challenge any of my opinions in this video, you can let me know down in the comment section below as well. I'm not going to explain or linger on any of these because the whole point is to just put them in your mind and leave. So let's start it off with Holy Hell is Architect's best album, and it's not even fucking close. Xasthur gets criminally overrated. Malefic basically made Metallica for DSBM, and while I think it's awesome that there is a gateway into that music, he is far from the most innovative and ingenious person in the way that a lot of people portray him as. Varg's dark ambient works are infinitely more compelling, intriguing, well put together, and fun to listen to than his straight black metal works. Elitism, while it is destructive and I disagree with it, not only has its place in the community, but has a lot of roots that people do not look at properly and usually just write it off, and I think that purism and elitism in the metal format has a lot more place than people give it credit for, or at least has a little bit more nuance than people give it credit for. Metal does not have too many subgenres, and there is no such thing as a genre having too many subgenres, giving way to accessibility both for new listeners to find things in a very overwhelming community that better fit their listening habits, but also it provides a way for underground and smaller bands to have more searchability in search engines and streaming platforms and Bandcamp and stuff, to where people are going to be able to find them and they're going to be able to feel out their demographics easier. Think of it kind of like a mall directory for new listeners. I don't think subgenres are ever a bad thing. Dope Throne by Electric Wizard is not too slow and too boring. You are just too slow and too boring. 6 Feet Under are not nearly as bad of a band as a lot of people portray them to be, and if it wasn't popular to hate on them and doggy pile them like they were the Nickelback of death metal, I don't think nearly as many people would rag on them to the same degree. Let's be fucking real, they're one of the highest selling death metal bands of all time. That's the Spirit by Bring Me the Horizon, while it is more accessible and digestible, is criminally underrated, and I think it's the Black Album, pun unintended considering the album art, of Bring Me the Horizon's discography. Eclipse by Veil of Maya is their best album, and it's not even closer in the same ballpark with any other records, and I would go so far as to say it's one of the best, if not the best, deathcore albums in my personal opinion. Even diehard fans of Cattle Decapitation really underrate and forget about everything pre-Monolith of Inhumanity, and that needs to stop. If you strip away the streamer reactions and the intrigue of it, if Ginger did not have a female frontwoman, I do not believe people would listen to them nearly as much, and I think people would call their music overall pretty fucking boring. When done properly, folk and Celtic-infused black metal music is the best subsection of black metal by a landslide. Metal is not nearly as tolerant as many of us would like to portray it as. If Saint Anger was not created by a band named Metallica, I think that so many more people would rate it highly or think of it as just a neutral or good record even, but the fact it comes from Metallica makes people compare it to the other records. Progressive metal and progressive rock fans may not all be pretentious, and I hardly think it's good to generalize like that, but they also certainly do not do anything to try to disrupt that perception. The vast majority of power metal is mid and forgettable. I Prevail is not a modern A Day to Remember. A Day to Remember is A Day to Remember, and I Prevail is modern I Prevail. Eyestein Kill's gimmicky songwriting is just as cringy and over the top as it is unique or spooky, and I think it misses just as much of it hits, if not more. Liturgy would not be hated nearly as much if Ravenna Hunt Hendrix was not the front woman. We did not appreciate peak black gaze nearly as much as we should have. While they do have similarities, Norwegian black metal and first wave American black metal should not be compared to one another. People should give more credit to Sun and the influence that they had on noise, distortion, and songwriting for so many metal bands, and writing them off as just being noise sells them so short for how many people they influenced. But what are some of your guys' hot takes? If you want a part 2 of this, let me know down below, because I always have some hot takes ready. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is, my name is Jay Morris, and I'm signing off saying farewell.